as you guys may know, we're talking about the Horror Nights Speculation Map for HHN 2023 or HHN 32. However, what you don't know is we were given an opportunity here by Horror Night Nightmares to be one of the first people to talk about this. There's a group of about like 15 of us, 15 to 20, that were able to have early access, and I'm thankful to be one of them. Thank you, Horror Night Nightmares, for giving us this opportunity. You guys are amazing. And now, let's dive right into this, because it's exciting. Now, of course, this is just a speculation map. The only thing that's concrete here is Chucky, because Chucky was already announced. Everything else here is just pure speculation and what's around in the forums. So nothing is concrete, nothing is confirmed. I don't know anything that's here. We're just going off of what's on the rumor mill and what HN Nightmares has given us, just like they do every single year. And with that being said, you guys already know what's in the A location. The first house that is here, and that is Chucky. So that means Chucky's going to have the same entrance portal that Hellblock Horror had. Now, that doesn't completely mean that it's going to have the same exact location. It could be in a different soundstage. However, as of right now, and for the sanity of my own self, I'm going to state that based off this speculation map, it is located here in a soundstage, which is honestly pretty cool for Chucky. I feel like you can really dive into the character and you can have a lot of fun with him in a full-on soundstage rather than putting him in a sprung tent or putting him in the Fast and Furious queue. Now, if that happens, that's fine, but I'm just saying right now, that's what I think might be the case. Now we're going to move over to location B, which is something that's kind of thrown Twitter up in arms, and that is Universal Monsters Phantom versus Dracula. Now, I love the Phantom of the Opera, and I love Dracula. However, just like John Murdy said, they have no reason to fight each other. Why are they fighting? Of course, you can create a story, or you can think that maybe this is just the Phantom of the Opera, and Dracula's just being thrown in here. This happened last year, because last year for our speculation, we had the Mummy by himself for a very long time, and then it ended up being, well, you know, legends collide with Mummy, Dracula, and the Wolfman. So, can it be Phantom going up against Dracula? Yes. Do I want it to be that? No. But this is super early speculation. This is only version 1 of the map. Things are subject to change. But as of right now, and based on speculation, this is what's right here. And now we will move on to location C, and location C is something that was on last year's speculation map when we dropped version 1, and that is The Last of Us. Now, the reason that it did not happen last year is because the show on HBO Max was pushed back to, well, this year, meaning that the house also got pushed back to this year, speculation-wise. And if you guys haven't watched the show, I strongly recommend it. The special effects is amazing. The fact that it follows the video game so well, but also creating its own storylines, mind-blowing. And I can't wait to see what they do with this if it becomes a haunted house. Now, if you guys did Seeds of Extinction back at HHN 28, I feel like the vibes are going to be similar to that, but with an IP tie-in and having different characters like the Clickers or zombies, whatever you want to call them. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see what they look like. I wonder if it's going to be like a Demogorgon or if it's going to be something more similar to what we saw at Seeds. Who knows? I'm not sure, but that's what we have so far. From that house, we move on to another, and that is Krampus. An original take, unlike what we had at HHN 26. At HHN 26, we had, well, Krampus the movie, and honestly, it was one of my favorite houses. I still think it's the best house that was featured in the Shrek queue. You can fight me on that if you want to. Case Files was good, Krampus was better. But, moving forward, Krampus on its own could honestly dominate if it's an original concept as well. Now, just think of other things that have been created into original content. We can jump over to Hollywood, in which they had Dark Christmas, and I love that haunted house. It looked amazing. Back then it was a maze, but now they're calling them houses as well. It looked phenomenal, and it's something that I wanted to see. Universal's take on Krampus, or the original haunt of Christmas, and I can't wait to see what they do here. They can have a full-on goat man, they can have their own gingerbread men, bring back the nice gingerbread smell, and the most exciting part of all of this, we'll be able to see Krampus more than twice, and he'll scare us more than once. If you guys remember the house from 26, we only got one scare, and he was on top of the tree. I still stand by people saying the Hollywood version was slightly better, even though I didn't see it, due to the fact that you actually had Krampus throughout the entire house and not just in 2 scenes. And now to round off the soundstage houses, we go to location E, which is not a name, but is an image. And the image is an anchor. Now, this can mean multiple things. There's multiple different things that this can be. Are we finally going to see the return of the SS Titanic? Are we going to get an original concept based on a boat? Are we going to get a sequel to Dead Man's Wharf, even though we just got it? Who knows? What I think this could be, now this is me just throwing something completely out of left field here. I would love to see this, and it would be an original slasher. Something that we haven't seen since Hell's High, way back in the 90s. And I think this would be a phenomenal idea. It will be a 10 out of 10 concept. Create an original slasher either on a boat or near a marina area, and it would just be phenomenal. You didn't need to go that far to get costumes. Dead Man's Wharf, use the raincoats and use a hook. It can be just like I Know What You Did Last Summer, but with a few differences, and boom, there you go, original slasher house. And now, moving from the sound stages, which all 5, pretty nice so far. I like this concept. We're going to move over to F, and F is where we are at Fast and Furious Supercharged, which last year we had the Horrors of Blumhouse featuring the Black Phone and Freaky. This year, it is rumored to be the Horrors of Blumhouse again. However, the 2 properties that are featured are Megan and Insidious. 2 films, one released earlier this year, and the other will be releasing later this year. And I need to say, Megan was fun. It was a whole lot of fun. I could not see it as its own individual haunted house, if I'm being honest with you. Like, by itself, I don't think it can hold its own. However, paired up with a property like Insidious, I think it would do amazing. We've had Insidious at the event twice now in Orlando. That was back in 2015 when it was its own standalone house, which was, amazing. We dove into the entire franchise of the movies. We went 1, 2, and 3. Great time. And then we went back into it for the 4th installment of Insidious, and it was the first installment of the Horrors of Blumhouse, which featured Purge, Sinister, and then Insidious. Insidious has just been amazing in anything that you put it in. Pairing it up with Megan might really make this an amazing haunted house, and I can't wait to see it. And now moving from Fast and Furious over to the Sprung Tent locations, we have the first one here, and that is location G, which is Lair of the Banshee. And if you guys didn't know, Lair of the Banshee was a ScareZone back at HHN 26. Now, it wasn't my favorite ScareZone. 26 was also not my favorite year, but 26's layout of this ScareZone, being in Central Park, was nice, full of fog, full of mythical creatures, and altogether, I think this is the kind of property, well, original property, that can work better as a haunted house than it did a ScareZone, because of all the different settings you can have, all of the different creatures you can have. It will make for a very good haunted house. And now, speaking of things from the past, our other Sprung Tent location, wow, this was honestly something that's been on my I want list for a very long time. I've wanted to see a sequel to Slaughter Cinema, and well, essentially, we're getting Slaughter Cinemas in a way. We're getting Devil Dogs, and if you guys don't remember Devil Dogs, I'll basically tell you. Back in 2018, we had Slaughter Cinema. In that house, we had a segment for Devil Dogs, which was honestly one of the nicest looking sets. It was a bar, a biker bar for werewolves. So imagine a gang of, like a biker gang, all werewolves, grungy, angry. They'll eat you up, they'll spit you out. This writes itself. Honestly, I was talking about it, we filmed a podcast for Boo Bros. I was talking about it and I said the facade, with this being in a Sprung Tent, the facade itself can be the outside of the bar. Think of it similar to like the Slaughtered Lamb. They can give it like a nice cool nickname of like something similar like that. Who knows? Just a tip of the hat. And you enter the bar, you hear like the bikes revving, you see the bikes parked outside. You go in and it's the exact same setup, the bar is exactly the same. And then you just dive deeper and deeper into the story, and you recognize that these bikers are not just here to be werewolves, they have a full-on story to tell. So that's what I think. It'll be cool to see. Give me Devil Dogs. Please make this one be true. Please let this make it all the way through. Please. Horror Nights Creative, please do this. And now going from Devil Dogs to something that's another image. This is very new. Well, we did this back in 2019 with Ghostbusters with the images, but this is a guitar, and a lightning bolt. So this can be almost anything, if I'm being honest with you. This can be the musical artist, which is what I think it might be, a music-based house. Maybe it could be Dawn FM with The Weeknd returning. The house was a smash hit. Everyone loved it. Maybe it could be Metallica. Maybe it could be Ice Nine Kills. It could literally be anything when it comes to music. So I'm kind of happy that this one's just up in the air and it's not solidified. We're kind of just guessing here that, oh, this might be something that we know, but it also might not be. Also, don't throw out the fact that this could possibly just be another IP. It's potential, it can switch, but if it's Dawn FM, I wouldn't be mad. If it's a music act, I wouldn't be mad. Just give me a fun house, man. And then before I finish off with the last house location, which is Jay, I need to say that I and Jay are both in brand new locations. I actually went out to Universal a few weeks ago and filmed some potential new locations because I wanted to make a video. But since this map came out, I can just put that clip on the screen right now. The house locations is right next to Springfield. Well, it's in Springfield. It's right next to Simpsons Ride and Quickie Mart. Right in the middle. Right there. Pretty cool. I mean, logistically, I feel like this will be a lot of walking. But, all in all, what were you expecting when it comes down to this kind of construction going on in Kid Zone? But anyways, with that being out of the way, those new locations are right there. We're going to J, and J is a bunch of letters in Japanese, or Asian. I'm not sure, but the only reason I'm saying Japanese is because HHN Nightmares was kind enough to let us know that it translates over to Japanese creatures. And with that being Japanese creatures, could this be kaiju creatures, like giant monsters? Could this be some kind of Japanese folklore? I put this in a translator as soon as I saw it, before I was told that it was Japanese creatures, and it came up as good luck. Could this be, do you know those good luck cats that wave? Could it be something for that? Could they be creating a brand new concept off of that? I don't know. There's so many different routes they can take. I like this concept. I can't wait to see what comes here from this entire map, but please let Devil Dogs actually happen. This map altogether has me very excited. We don't have any scare zones yet, but that's to be expected. Our shows, we only have one so far that's on here, and that's Nightmare Fuel. It's speculated that they have a 5-year contract, so this will be year 3 of their 5-year contract. We'll find out in 3 years, I guess. But all in all, I want to say a huge thank you to Horror Night Nightmares for giving us the opportunity to show you guys this first-hand look at the speculation map. Thank you guys are amazing. Thank you guys as well, the viewer, for watching this video. If you have something you're excited for, let me know down below. Out of these 10 haunted houses, what are you most excited for? Where would you rank them based on just everything all together? What do you think the scare zones are going to be? Is it going to be something brand new? Is it going to be something just out of left field? Who knows? All in all, thank you guys so much. Comment down below. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so. And stay excellent, my dudes.